It's time to wake up and smell the coffee on this beautiful Wednesday morning. You are joined by Diana Master, and today, as usual on Smell the Coffee, we'll be discussing some bizarre news. We'll be discussing our reels. I mean, obviously the reels that are making the rounds on the internet, something to just make you laugh, because like we always say, Smell the Coffee is that show where we get to take away from the seriousness of the world for just the next 25 minutes and get into this bubble where we laugh, or where we just forget about all the troubles and all the heaviness that is happening in the world. So without further ado, let's get into our Reel of the Day segment.
My confession is, I called my ex-boyfriend with a fake phone number and I claimed to be his father who had left him at a very young age. And I said the reason that, I, quote-unquote, the father left him was because he just knew that he would be a disappointment. And he reached out to see where he was at this point. And then he told me, his whole life story, everything. And then I hung up on him after saying, oh, it turns out I was right. And he never knew to this day. And he cried about this for months to everybody. But he cheated on me, so it doesn't matter.
No, it does.
No, it does.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one was for our little installment that I like to call Things People Do on the Internet. Yeah. How do you feel about this whole thing? Because I think it's funny. I honestly think that if somebody cheats on you, they deserve to feel the same pain, maybe even more. So yeah, was it cruel? Yeah. Did it play on his father issues? Of course it did. But hey, it makes for a good laugh. I mean, that's what I think. But anyway, let's take a look at this next video.
These are 5 of the weirdest things you can do with your body when you die if the whole 6 feet under thing isn't for you. You can be made into fireworks. A company will mix your ashes with fireworks and then launch you into the sky so you can really go out with a bang. And your loved ones will be like, oh, there she goes over the parking lot. You can be made into a diamond, where a company will extract carbon from your ashes and then compress you into a diamond, and then you can haunt your loved ones from a ring finger, from a necklace, earrings. You could have your ashes mixed with tattoo ink, and then someone can tattoo you into their skin. And if they don't do that, they don't love you. They never did. You could be made into a coral reef. There's a company called Eternal Reefs where they'll mix your ashes with cement, make it into a coral reef, plop that in the ocean, and then just like that, baby, you're a mermaid. My personal favorite, human composting, where a company will decompose your body and make you into soil and then give your loved ones a bunch of dirt that is made of you. Just know that there is no wrong way to go. But whatever you decide, I say, make it inconvenient for the ones you left behind.
Honestly speaking, hey, I've always said this to my sister. Now, when I die, she must get my ashes and put them in a little necklace and walk around with me everywhere that she goes. This is literally the pact we had, that she will put my ashes in a little necklace and she will carry a piece of me everywhere that she goes. And if she doesn't do that, then I'm going to haunt her. So now we know what to do with my ashes. So for my sister, she'll get a necklace. For my mom, maybe a diamond. I don't know. We'll just see. And then maybe for my other sister, she can get a tattoo of me with my ashes. I just want people to carry a piece of me everywhere that they go, man. Because I have FOMO. I have serious FOMO. Just because I'm 6 feet under doesn't mean that you guys must go on having fun without me. I want to be involved in the fun that you guys are having. And I said, if I die and these people bury me, everybody must spend the first week at the cemetery with me while I get acquainted with my new neighbors, right? You can't leave me with a bunch of strangers. No, I'll be scared. So at least if you're going to bury me, if you're not going to respect my wishes and turn my ashes into a necklace and you decide you want to bury me, that's fair and fine. But please just know that for that week, y'all are sleeping with me in that cemetery. Okay? Because I ain't trying to be scared on my own, right? Anyway, one more video for us to take a look at, and then we'll, of course, get into our top stories.
I'm always tired. Why am I always tired? I'm always feeling bad. I'm always feeling bad because you need hard drugs. You need the hard ones. There's no amount of chia seeds that you will take that will give you the same energy cocaine will. There's none. You think CMOS will give you the same energy a line will? Guys, let's just be honest now. Come. That's what your friends are consuming. And they're productive 24/7. They're everywhere. Burnout where? Tiredness where? What? And you're trying to compete on what? Granola. Cannot compete with people on granola and your superpower is granola. His superpower is a hard drink. You're mixing yogurt and blueberries. He's mixing I can't even say they'll take this video. You're mixing yogurt and blueberries. Greek yogurt, the sour one, even annoys this part of the. You don't even want to know what your friend is mixing, but just know it's 24/7. Bouncing off walls, guy. Or maybe here and there he just, you know, once they wear away. Maybe here and there he just. Small price to pay. Very small price. Let's just be honest, because I feel like we're fed lies. Our mainstream media, we're fed lies. Take granola, chia seed, CMOS. My friend is there snorting lines. Are you telling me about productivity with chia seed? Granola, Kellogg's. Come on, that's not fair. That's what they don't tell you. They don't tell you half of these people, that's what they're doing. That's how they build these billion-dollar companies. Oh, tiredness where? Burnout where? And we're here with CMOS. CMOS contains 96 minerals. The body needs 100 and... That one line contains 1,000 minerals. You're telling me about CMOS. CMOS contains 96 minerals. That one line contains 1,000 minerals. I'm trying to compete with that person. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Small price to pay. I'm locking in. Let me go eat porridge. I'm locking in. Let me go eat porridge. Hey. And your competition has just gone... Figures, numbers, ideas. He's about to build a rocket ship. With that energy you've consumed, you're just gonna go to the gym. just go and pop your boss. That porridge you've eaten, you're just gonna go gym, then you even go toilet, and that's your productive day done. Your friend that's gone and done that one. Oh, numbers, ideas, rocket ship. We can build here. We can do this. We can. You're gonna have a chest day. Let's just level the playing field. We both just go and consume. Then we compete. We both consume the same thing. Then we compete. Then that's fair. But don't go to the gunfight with a rubber ducky. Come on, guys.
Now, I'm not saying go do drugs, but have you guys seen that the people that, do lines are so productive? I've not met one person that does lines that is not productive. I am telling you, they are all so productive on top of their game, because rumor has it that once you do a line, you're awake for the next 3 days. Then you'll sleep for the following 3 days. But you get so much done in those 3 days that you're awake. I'm not saying go do drugs, guys. I'm really not. But I'm just saying, we need to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves, because the people that we're competing with are not on the same level as us. You're here with your quinoa and granola on some, I have energy. No, quinoa and granola don't give you the same energy that the other people have, okay? So go easy on yourself, because now you're thinking, so-and-so, they've managed to do this and this and this and this all in 24 hours, and you're still feeling tired. These people go to the gym, work, what, all of these things, because they have so much energy. So cut yourself some slack, okay? Just cut yourself some slack. Eat healthy, yes, but then don't try to compete with these other people now, because you don't know what people are doing, eh? You don't know what people are doing. On that note, that brings us to the end of our Reels segment. So we'll now take a quick ad break, and when we come back, we'll get into our top stories. Stick around.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises, from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative Sport Tourism.
What do you do when your fiance dies a month before the wedding, yet the honeymoon and everything else has been paid? Well, this one TikToker decided, you know what, I'm going to go on a honeymoon and see if life is worth living. Laura Murphy introduced herself in a viral TikTok post where she said, my fiance died a month before our wedding and now I'm going on our honeymoon alone to see if life is worth living. The video, posted August 25th, swiftly surpassed 1 million views and now boasts more than 4 million. Millions followed the grieving 28-year-old lawyer from Newfoundland on her trip as she walked in the London rain, sunbathed on the French Riviera, and attempted to drown her sorrows in Aperol spritzes in Florence. Now, nearly 2 years later, she's written a book about the experience. The Solo Honeymoon, a brief, beautiful, true love story with Bert Witter Dutton, chronicles the 6 weeks Murphy spent traveling through Europe alone. It also documents her 3-year romance with Devin O'Grady, the late fiancé whose sudden death at the age of 32 led to Murphy's solo trip. There were multiple times where I thought I couldn't do it, Murphy, now 30, told the Post. I'm shocked that I actually did. Their story starts with a classic meet cute straight out of Emily Henry or Jane Austen, Murphy writes. It was 2021, a bleak COVID winter. Murphy was in law school and was interviewing for an internship at a law firm in St. John's in Newfoundland. When she arrived, the elevator was broken. I was in a big winter jacket. I was sweating. I was late. I climbed up all 12 flights of stairs, she recalled. I definitely was in panic mode. That's when O'Grady, then a law clerk, appeared. He wore a mask, but his eyes were so nice, Murphy said. He put me at ease. She got the internship and got to know O'Grady. For their first date, he took her hiking to see the sunrise. He could make anybody laugh and just become anybody's friend like instantly, she said. He just had a way of bringing people in. They got engaged in the spring of 2023 and planned to get married in Murphy's father's backyard in the summer of 2024. She gave her best friend free rein to plan the wedding. Devin and I were so sure of our love, so devoted to spending our lives together, that the ceremony didn't matter, she writes. Now in May 2024, a month before their wedding, O'Grady suddenly suffered a ruptured dissecting aortic aneurysm at work. He was healthy, an avid runner who did not smoke or drink, and religiously got 8 hours of sleep a night. Murphy thought her fiancé was having a panic attack when he stepped out of a client meeting and said he couldn't breathe. He died in her arms before the paramedics arrived. I saw his face go white, Murphy writes. I will never forget it. I see it at night, in the morning, when I beg for him, when I beg for release. She spent the next 3 months in bed looking at pictures of him and writing messages to him on her phone's Notes app. That was just kind of how I was processing it, she said. The couple had talked about going to London, France and Italy for their actual honeymoon, though they hadn't made definite plans, so Murphy planned an adventure around those places. On August 23rd, she headed to London. She spent the first 2 days largely in her hotel bed, crying, sleeping, and FaceTiming with her best friend. I knew I needed to get out and experience the city, but I was struggling, she writes. Eventually, she found strength to go to a McDonald's and strike up a conversation with a group of American college girls studying abroad. She went vintage shopping with them the next day. She also posted her first TikTok in London. It took her 5 hours to edit, and she thought only her friends and family would see it. Instead, millions viewed it. People reached out with words of encouragement or their own stories of losing a loved one. It felt surreal, she said. It made me feel like I was not alone. From London, she went to Nice, France, where her best friend was vacationing, Morocco, Ireland, where she stayed with O'Grady's mom and aunt, Bath, England, and Castellina, Italy, where O'Grady had vacationed with his family. After 6 weeks of travel, Murphy returned home. She believes it's likely that she'll never quite move on from O'Grady's death, but the trip showed her that life is still worth living and that she's strong enough to carry on. I didn't think I would get through the summer after he passed, and I got through that, and I can look back and feel proud of myself, she said. Devon would be proud of me too. Guys, this is such a sad story. They say that when you find the right one, oftentimes time is what is, you're cheated out of your time together, something like that. I saw something like that, where you see these beautiful love stories and the one partner dies just before, like literally a few months into them being together, or just a month after the wedding or a month before the wedding. Such stories. And honestly speaking, the thing with grief is you eventually find a way to move on. It's not easy. You don't think you're going to get through it, but you just have to take it each day as it comes, each day as it comes. And I didn't know this, but there is actually a thing called broken heart syndrome, where you could die from a broken heart, literally. Go Google it. I promise you it's a real thing. So we just have to find ways to deal with grief. And grief is like glitter, I always say. First, it's like all over, scattered all over. You see it everywhere. And then you clean it up, and then it's just less and less and less. But glitter never really goes away. So you just carry a part of it with you wherever you go. Literally, that grief, you just learn to live, to become one with the grief. You think about it every day, then you just realize that eventually you don't stop thinking about it. It's just constantly at the back of your brain. But now you have other things now at the forefront of your brain that allow you to move on. Nevertheless, that does bring us to the end of our top story segment. Now, after the break, we get to talk to Andrew from Jumper Namibia. So let's take a look.
Do you like traveling?
Do you like to experience new places?
Well, then you should tune into On the Rock, where we explore enjoy establishments all over Namibia and South Africa. Great food, great fun, and so much more. So be sure to mark your calendar as we explore the beautiful landscapes of Namibia at the various enjoy establishments.
And where we also get to go on game drives, different activities, and meet the awesome staff of the different establishments.
We will see you there.
Watch On the Rocks every Monday at 9 p.m. on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25.
My friend and also the founder of Jumper Namibia, Andreas. Good morning, how are you?
Morning, Lenore. I'm fine.
I'm also very well and quite excited to have you in studio with us. I love the work that you have done with Jumper Namibia for the past, I want to say 10 years? Yeah. I don't know if it's that long.
I don't even remember how long I've been running it, but I think I started it in 2020, so what's the year now? This is 2026, so just 6 years.
You know what? It feels like it has been 10 years.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing your work.
In the industry,
prior to
I've
Jumper.
been in the industry for quite a while. Yeah.
Yes. So for the people that don't know you, that are watching this, could you just give us a brief bio of who you are?
Okay. So I am basically I started Jumper Namibia. I act as the lead creative, the director, person who's spearheading Jumper Namibia, and personally, I consider myself a creator because I do so many things, stemming from graphic design to photography to videography. So I think only this year I realized that that's how I should title myself, a creator of things.
Yes, I actually, especially in the industry, there's a lot of people that wear different hats. Actually, almost every artist that I know have more than one title. Like, I'm an actor, but I'm also a writer, or I'm a producer, but I'm also a director. So it's not just like one thing. So I love that you're saying you're a creator. And
I think that's the special part about Africa and Namibia. You can't be specializing on one thing because if you're not a jack of all trades, then
Yeah.
You'll find
Or
it
a
hard.
jack of some trades.
Yeah, you'll find it hard to sustain yourself in this type of industry.
I see it. I see it. You need to be multi-talented to thrive in the industry, but also I think that grows resilience, and it also grows your art. I remember when I was doing I did a program that was teaching us, especially film basics, right? So I was like, I'm a director and a writer, so I just want to do that. And they're like, no, you have to do different things. So I was forced to do like an AD role on set. And then I also had to do production design. And I'm just like, I have no idea what production design is about. But the idea behind it is so that you can understand what's happening in the different departments. And this is just in regards to film, but it can be applied to anything else, I think.
I mean, it adds to the knowledge that you already have, and it's nice to expose yourself to various things so you can sort of construct your own type of...
How did you find your way to becoming a creative, a digital creator, I want to say?
A digital creator. Looking back from when I was a kid, I was always interested in technology. I was lucky to grow up with a computer, so we used to play a lot of games. And then in high school, I started experimenting with softwares like Photoshop or any photo editing software. I was interested in editing pictures. And then I got a bit into exploring music softwares. And then when I started my career, I eventually got a job at a newspaper company. And that's when I realized the idea of what a graphic designer was, and I just expanded my skills from there.
I see. All right, now getting back to Jumper Namibia, it's been only just 6 years. I thought it was more, but I think that speaks to just the level of effort and work that you've put into, the company. There are quite a few notable projects you've done. You've done like VR stuff. I think I was at one of your, I don't want to say exhibitions, but where, we could wear the VR goggles by Jumper Namibia, and we have this whole out-of-world experience. Crazy, exciting stuff. I love it. So what can we expect from Jumper Namibia?
I think, I recently learned that you are the business. So anything that changes in the business is coming first from you yourself. And this year, I'm going through a transition where I'm rediscovering myself in terms of things that I need to focus on, because when I was starting out, I was like all over the place. like I mentioned, I used to do graphic design, photography, all of that. And this year, I realized that I need to narrow down my focus so I don't overwhelm myself with so many things. And what I have found to be my purpose is to create documentaries. I recently, or there's a documentary that we are publishing on the 10th.
Yes, and that actually brings us to the conversation here. Obviously, this can be found online on YouTube. It will be available from the 10th of May. But yeah, let's get into that. What was the process creating this documentary?
It was a learning experience.
Because
this was really the first time I worked on such a project where we worked on it for 8 months. It was a very interesting and learning experience where I got to understand the idea of what the diaspora was and their willingness to invest in Africa. So the documentary is about 2 families, one from the American diaspora and the Caribbean diaspora. So they decided to just move to Namibia. So it's sort of a spiritual calling that they have. And this is why I'm also saying I'm transitioning to be more spiritually focused because of my experience with these 2 families and understanding a broader perspective towards even Africa. So the storyline is about their experience in Namibia and the knowledge that they're sharing in Namibia, and also just the idea of how Africa can build a bridge with the diasporans to grow Africa. Because at the moment, there are a lot of problems in Africa, and we are now in a space where we can work together with these people and invest in Africa and grow ourselves in the way that we want to.
So we're definitely going to be seeing more documentaries from you.
Oh, yeah.
I want to, hear more about that, and not to hear more, but actually see more of your documentaries. And for the sake of time, you and I will talk forever. Just let the viewers know what the name of the documentary and where it can be found on YouTube, and also just maybe pages that they can follow just to see your journey and all the work that you are putting out in the future,
right.
Or you're going to put out in the future, rather. Yeah.
So on YouTube, the easiest way to title something is by giving it a name such as "Why We Moved to Namibia," which makes it much more interesting to tap on my link and watch it. So that's what it's called on YouTube, "Why We Moved to Namibia." I was struggling to give it a name, so I just called it the Diaspora.
Yeah. I love that.
And in terms of my work, you can simply Google Jumper Namibia. There's a lot of links on the search bar when you go onto Google, and you'll find links to our LinkedIn page, YouTube, Facebook, and all these other pages, as well as our contact details.
Thank you so much. I do look forward to the documentary and also other documentaries that you have lined up for us.
Thank you.
On that note, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in and catching up on Smell the Coffee with your favorite, breakfast show, that is Smell the Coffee.